Hello YouTube world, my name is Nicholas Montez and you're watching my YouTube channel, The Teenage Movie Critic, and I'm your movie enthusiast, Nicholas Montez. Now, while we are not reviewing movies today, well, maybe, kinda. If you guys know, yesterday was Christmas Day. Merry belated Christmas, everybody, I hope, or if a Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything. Hope you all had a good holiday. I personally did. I had a great time with my family, got lots of good gifts, and that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video. Like I said before in all the previous years, these hauls are not meant to be bragging or to show off. It's basically just meant to just be like joyous over the things you got. Though you gotta be I am definitely grateful for them because I know a lot of other people definitely did not get presents, which sometimes sounds like a myth because it's like, how on earth do you just not get presents on Christmas? Like, not even one thing? Because I just, like, I've never seen that before. And maybe one day it'll probably hit me, but you never know. Knock on wood, you'll never know. Let's just kind of get started with this. I guess one of the big things, also, real quick before we get started, if you see there's, like, a whole, like, missing, like, wall there, like, there used to be, like, an Avengers poster, over here, and, like, a Black Panther poster. Yeah, don't worry, it's still here. Sorry, hang on, I'm just trying to, I need to fix this. I don't know why, like, it's so weird. That wall, don't worry, the posters, I took them down just for a certain reason, but you'll find out that reason later on in this video. But with that said, let's go ahead and get started with the presents. And the first one, if you see, there are some stuff over here, and once I am done with them, I will be placing them in the places they need to be. But for now, let's start off with this first one, shall we? Alright, so first sort of present is this new Spider-Man cup. Honestly, at first when I saw it, I thought this is like a Stanley cup, like all those girls have. But no, actually, this is similar to a cup that my sister has, but actually my dad has a cup like this, and honestly, it's one of the best gifts. Spider-Man. I drank this with this at the dinner table last night, and it was awesome. And I love that it just keeps your water cold all the time. Best thing. To be honest, when it comes to like my cups and my, the things to hold your beverages, your cups and everything, never really been too crazy about owning cups, especially since, and mainly the main reason for that is because I'm in charge of unloading the dishwasher in my household, and let's just say trying to put cups in the cabinet is not the easiest job. Mainly because, and I don't know if it's just me in the way I place it, but there are certain, like, ways that, like, you just can't fit all the cups in there, and it's almost impossible. So I'm hoping that adding this cup to the collection is not, that it won't be bad, but let's pray on that. Alright, so let's get on to business. Alright, so I don't know if this counts as a Christmas present. I'm not sure, but my mom just gave it to me today, but I'll show it off anyway. She showed me this, like, Loki shirt. Master of Mischief. It's a Loki shirt. Yeah, Loki says right there. Yeah, looks really cool. My mom said I could probably wear that to Epcot, so that's pretty cool. Next up, let's go through some of the bigger stuff, because I have like three loads of boxes over here. If this one shirt here, I don't know if you can see it, and then I have like small things like books and other things, and then I got like some other things. So let's talk about this one. So alright, so if you're wondering what this whole thing is, it is a red bed set. Okay, here we go. So it's a 7-piece comforter set, bed in a bag, basically. So basically, I got a whole bed set in one bag. I asked my mom for a bed set for Christmas, because honestly, as much as I love my Marvel one, and I have a bunch of other plushies back there, I kind of need a new one. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, these comforter sheets feel like looking. Now that I'm thinking about it, it feels like I'm gonna have the bed of the parents from Home Alone. So I'm excited for that. Next one up is, I forgot what this is called. Fitness mat. I got a fitness mat to work out at home. So I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but and I'll talk more about this on December 31st, which, by the way, I will be talking about some of that stuff later on in this video. If you guys don't know, I've actually been starting to work out in the last few months. Granted, I kind of started doing it like towards the end of last year and then towards the beginning of this year, but I kind of stopped doing it because I just kept walking, and I'm like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. It's like, can't there be a way where I can just do it and be easy and done with and boom, done? No, you got to work hard for it. You got to be painful. And there are times where I just can't go to the gym because my dad works and we only have one car. So I'm thinking, like, how am I going to be able to go to the gym and accomplish my goal? And then you realize the only reason I never did workouts at home is because I don't like working out at home. I have to watch videos and I have to do stuff on the floor, and I'm not really comfortable on the floor. So it's like, how on earth do I do it? And now that I have a mat, I have no excuse. Now we'll see about that, because there may be some things I can't do, but maybe the mat will help. So I am hoping it will help, and I'm pretty sure it will. All right, now let's get into one of these stacks here. All right, so we got a few really good stuff here. So first up, a pop figure from my sister, as always. Superman pop figure. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest here. There's gonna be a bunch of Superman stuff here, because not only do we have a Superman pop figure, but we also have Superman the movie with Christopher Reeve. So as you guys know, I mean, obviously, I think we got a lot of Superman stuff mainly. I got a lot of Superman stuff mainly because not only because the new Superman movie came out and I loved it, but also I was a massive fan of the old Superman movie this year. I watched it for the first time this year, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. Like, I wish I could have seen that much sooner and haven't fallen in love with it more. But it's crazy. But hey, I absolutely love this movie, and you probably can guess where it's going to end up on my list for first time watches of the year. But this is a golden movie. I love Superman. Superman 1978. Next up, we also got another movie to my collection, Violent Night. So the other backstory to this movie is, while Violent Night is a pretty great Christmas movie, you know, it's one of my guilty pleasures when it comes to just Christmas movies, if I'm being honest, or like Christmas vibes, where and there's a few movies that give me great Christmassy vibes. One is Elmo's Christmas Countdown, to where anything in any movie, Christmas movie related anything, gives me vibes back to Elmo's Christmas Countdown with the Elf, Santa Claus, Nutcracker, Jingle Bells, all that. Violent Night gives me Christmas vibes of every Santa Claus focused movie ever, whether it's the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen or the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell. And Christmas Chronicles is another fun movie, though it doesn't have any action in it. It's a Wonderful Life, beautiful Christmas movie that doesn't have Santa Claus, but is a great exploration of Christmas. And then also A Christmas Story too, because I watch that every year on Christmas. But the reason I got Violent Night on DVD now is because I watched it the year after Violent Night came out in theaters. I watched it a year after it came out, And I really enjoyed it. I kind of thought it would be more, but, you know, I was still excited for it. And I've been wanting to show my family it because I know, because my sister, you know, she likes these Marvel movies. She just got into Stranger Things, and we went to go see Thunderbolts and all that stuff, and you know, so I can definitely tell she's a David Harbour fan. She likes David Harbour. So mixing that in with Santa Claus, with Christmas, and action stuff, I just think it's really cool. So cool that I have Superman and Violent Night, considering that since Violent Night has been on TV for the last month because of Christmas and winter season, now we have it, and we could watch it next year probably. I probably would doubt we'll watch it one of these days after New Year's, because who wants to watch Christmas movies after New Year's? Well, I kind of am, because I planned it on my list. Okay, so now we're going to go on to books and some comics. So I did get some comics, but I want to talk about these two books for a second, because these are Wonder books. So if you don't remember the book Wonder, which also came out for the movie Wonder, which, by the way, is my 6th favorite film of all time. So this book is called 365 Days of Wonder. And if you remember, the teacher, August Pullman's teacher in the school he went to for the first time, Mr. Brown, and all those precepts he talked about at the beginning of his classes, basically all those precepts are in this book. And it's there for 365 days. I have currently started reading them, and some of them are pretty good. I'm not going to read all of them, but I will read one of them. I'll read one that is on my birthday, which I found utterly fascinating. And it's not even just, it's not even just all the precepts. It has some other stuff in here too. Alright, so on January 28th, Note Thyself, Inscription at the Oracle of Delphi. Let's check with one of my sister's birthday. The 2 most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. Beautiful. Can't wait to use this, and honestly, I might even read it sometimes whenever I have the time. And I'm excited to, I might even just read this every single day. So I'm excited for this book, to read it. But another book that I'm really excited to read is Augie and Me, the 3 Wonder stories. That basically, so it's spend more time in Augie's world. Here are 3 new stories about Wonder's beloved Augie Pullman, the ordinary boy with the extraordinary face. And apparently it's the Julian chapter, Pluto, and Stingeling. I don't know who Stingeling is or Pluto, but hey, I'm hoping these stories are good. I'm especially excited to read about the Julian chapter. I don't know if that's going to take place after he got, kicked out of Beecher Prep, or that's the school that they go to, right? I forgot. But yeah, I'm excited to read Wonder, and that is going to be a big sell for me. And then to close out some of the books and movies section, we have a few comics, Disney comics, by the way. So we have, and they're all what if. So we have this Fantastic Four, what if Mickey and Friends became the Fantastic Four. So you have Mickey, Minnie, Pluto, and Donald Duck. That's the Fantastic Four. That's kind of cool. I might want to read it, but I guess they're collectibles, so I guess it's cool. I'm excited to read it. We have The Incredibles, thrilling first issue, Alden Curtis Perez. And not really sure what exactly it is, but The Incredibles, pretty cool. Sorry, I had a notification. The Avengers, Disassembled, but with Disney characters. What if Mickey and Friends were Earth's Mightiest Heroes? That sounds exciting. especially with the Disney merger and what these characters would be like. I'm hoping the story is actually good and how they mix Avengers plus Disney. Interesting. Sounds interesting. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a funny comic. I don't think it's going to go, like, full in depth like a movie. But yeah, that's the book section. So, I'm going to put this shirt down and these books down right here. And this shirt. Alright, so now, let's go ahead and get on to some of these clothes over here. So, this is going to be a little tricky to do. Okay. No. Hold up. It's the lid. Alright. So. First up, we have men's underwear. Need new men's underwear. Nothing embarrassing about that. It's a fact. We all need underwear. Alright, and then next up we have this men's valet. So I'm not gonna show my nightstand just because it's a little messy right now. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I just had to get up and do all that. But I'm not going to show my nightstand right now, but I will say, this seems pretty organized to keep my nightstand organized. And I'm excited to see how it's going to look. From the picture it's showing me, it doesn't, not sure how it's going to fit on a whole nightstand, but we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. And then we also got some other clothes. Here we go. And this is, I believe this is stuff I got from my aunt's house. Though I don't know, though there was a complication because I heard that, like, it's not from them and it was actually from my aunt and uncle from, like, Pompano Beach. So I'm not sure, but, so we got Nike clothes. I don't know if I could show them just because I don't want to, like, keep them out of the package. But I'll just show this. It's just a bunch of great clothes and all that stuff. I believe there's some other stuff in here, but I might be tripping. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it in there to keep it safe. So, Nike clothes, men's underwear, and men's valet. Men's valet. Next up, if you see that blue and red shirt over there, you're going to find out what it is in just a minute. Alright, first let's talk about some hats I got. So I did actually get some hats. I know you probably couldn't see it from the box or from the shirt that was on there, but I got 2 Lion King hats. 2 Lion King hats. One Hakuna Matata, one Pride Rock. So you get the best of both worlds. The fun side of Lion King, the orchestral cinematic piece of Lion King. Perfect. Now, if you guys don't know, I had a Precious Lion King hat that I probably wore in one of my videos, but I also wore one, or actually, hold up, I might have a picture of this. Hang on. If you guys remember this hat right here, I took this last year when I was at Animal Kingdom. I had a Hakuna Matata shirt, everything. This was a perfect fit, perfect day. And unfortunately, that hat broke. So I needed a new Lion King hat. And I was devastated. And I'm like, wow. Thankfully, I have 2 Lion King hats. So if you don't want this one, you get another one. Yeah! Ooh, sorry about that. Okay. Next up, we got some Sesame Street socks. one with Elmo, and then I guess Cookie, and then we also got Oscar here, I think, too. So really cool with that. And then finally the big, I think this is probably going to be the biggest reveal. Well, probably not, but we'll see. The biggest reveal. We got a Lion King sized shirt just for me. It is perfect. Honestly, I wore this yesterday. I felt like the king. I was the king. Look how awesome this is. Like, I'm the king right here. I'm the king. Respect me. Okay. So I'm gonna put, actually, no, wait, hang on. I'm gonna put this on the side. And then, we got some gym clothes. Well, gym shorts, because I need them to go to the gym. Some gym shirts, red and black. And then we got some colored shirts. Well, graphic tees. We got, and this will be perfect for when Toy Story 5 comes out next year. We got a Toy Story shirt, baby. Sunnyside Daycare. Yeah! All right. So this was kind of bundled up. So let me just kind of unravel this real quick. So I'm gonna show this shirt in a minute because I want to save it for last. So we kind of got two Superman related stuff. One was a Superman shirt. So if you happen to see me in a Superman shirt on New Year's Day, it's mainly because I might be doing something with my friends, so that's why. So yeah, got a Superman shirt now. I don't think I've ever had a Superman shirt, but I think it's my first DC shirt. So that's cool. However, my favorite shirt that I possibly got of all of these was possibly my favorite childhood character. And honestly, I'm honestly getting emotional just thinking about it, but finally. And even though I have a shirt with all the other characters on it, and I just got characters with socks with some of the other characters. I got Super Rover, baby. Yeah! Yeah! That's my goat right there. That's my goat. That's me. I'm queuing for Reed. Yeah! I don't care. Yeah! And truth be told, I got some video ideas next month, and I'll be wearing this shirt. So, just keep that in mind. Ignore the sound in the background, please. Anyways. So we'll be taking this, and we'll be putting it back here. Alright, next up, we have this other box. So I'm only going to take one shoe out. So basically we got Skechers hands-free slip-ons. Basically shoes with no laces. So simple enough. I like those. I hate shoes with laces. I don't really like tying my shoes. Let's just be honest. I don't think anybody else does. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. And we're on to the last box until we get to the big surprise. Alright, so we kind of have a box filled with stuff, so we're going to kind of go through it. So this first present is a sort of like playthrough thing, and it's a fidget toy that goes up and down, up and in and out, in and out. Really cool. I sometimes get scared because I feel like if I go too fast, I'll hurt myself. But yeah, so cool. And then We got the essentials for health. We got I'm assuming this is like body wash, or yeah, this is body wash, and mouthwash, and deodorant. So yeah, that's good. We also got some candies, Skittlittles, and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups miniatures. Pretty cool. Then we also got this one thing that didn't know what it was, but I'm interested to try it out. It's a DIY paint by number Lion King set, and it's like Mufasa. It's Lion King. Well, okay, it's not Lion King, but it's lions. It will be the best present for your family, friends, lover, and yourself. This product has passed the International Executive Standard QB T2914-2007. I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping it's awesome. And then here's where we kind of go on to an overload of just non-stop action figures. So like we got Leonardo, we got Captain America, we got Michelangelo, we got Spider-Man, another Leonardo with this thing over his eyes. I don't know. We got another Spider-Man, but except with his utility belt. We got Raphael. And then we got Mr. Incredible. So like, out of all these toys, I got like 8 of them. Kind of, we're missing Donatello, but honestly, he's the lamest of all of them. He just has a stick. Yeah, all this really good, cool. I was like, well, damn, 2 Spider-Man, 2 Leonardos, like, this is crazy. This is like overload. But yeah, so now that we've gotten through this throughout the way, let's go ahead and talk about the big present of all time. So, as I was making my Christmas list to my mom, in which I was kind of debating as to, like, what do I really want for Christmas? And I think one of the big things, especially after looking on TikTok and everything, was a film projector, where you film movies, where you basically shine the light on a wall and you project films. Well, yesterday I got a projector. I'm mostly logged into everything that I have when it comes to streaming and YouTube and all that stuff. And it's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Now, if you want to take a look at what it looks like, I'm not going to show you because, like I said, my nightstand, it's a little messy right now. The walkway to it right now is a little... ugh. But I got pictures of the instructions, and so here's what it basically looks like. It's just a little monitor. I have it on my nightstand here. And these are some of the apps you can use: Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video. It's called a smart Wi-Fi projector. Yeah, so this is, yeah, so, and it's absolutely amazing. Great way to use, to watch movies. Like, honestly, I am so blessed to be able to get this. It's probably my favorite Christmas present. If I can, like, at least name 5 of my favorite of the presents I loved getting, it was, it was, of course, the film projector, the Super Grover shirt, the, probably this thing. I don't know. I thought it was cool. I really liked the Toy Story shirt. That was really cool. And I guess also the Wonder Books. I'm going to combine that. But those are like my favorite gifts that I truly loved. But overall, I loved everything that I got. And I'm absolutely grateful. And I'm super excited to see that once you see my videos again, well, probably the top shelf or the top of the shelf will be looking a little different, and you'll notice some things which I'm excited to see. And you might also see some rearrangements in my room, and then probably in the next week or so, just to give you a warning for that. All right, so we got the Christmas stuff out of the way. So let's kind of go ahead and start talking about the two end of the year list that I'm currently going to be doing. I'm not going to do a TV show ranking just because I barely watched TV this year. I kind of slacked on it. But I am so excited to watch. Well, not watch. I'm excited to do these lists with you. I'm doing my movie theater experiences, movies I watched in theaters this year, and I'm doing the films I missed in 2025. So that is what we'll be doing right now. Let me just get this box out of the way so we can start. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and start doing this, shall we? So I'm just trying to, like, this is pissing me off, okay. Okay, hang on. Stay there for a minute. Alright, so I think we figured this thing out. Okay. Just be careful with it. Alright. Whew. First, okay, actually let me go ahead and put this in order of release, because I think it's better that way. Alrighty, so for our first film of the year. So, by the way, in case you don't know, I have like 6 tiers: Peak Cinema, A, B, C, D, F. If you're wondering what Peak Cinema is, I don't think any movie has really will have made it into the Peak Cinema tier, but there will be there's a special movie that deserves to go on there for a certain reason. But first up, we have Captain America: Brave New World, and unfortunately, while I don't think this is the worst movie I've ever seen, because there are some redeeming qualities, I don't think this was a very good movie. Normally, when the year starts out, it starts out with pretty mediocre movies, and this was kind of one of them. Granted, it kind of did manage to do a connectiveness of the MCU, but I don't think it was very good. Snow White. I'm actually gonna probably get some hate for this, but I actually kind of liked Snow White. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say this is like the best Disney remake. It's far from the best, but if I'm gonna be honest, I actually did kind of have fun with this movie, and I thought it was a pretty fun film. So I'll put this one in C. And honestly, I don't really understand why everybody hates Gal Gadot in this movie. She's not that bad. Maybe the singing a little bit, but honestly, I was okay with it. Sinners. Oh yeah, this is awesome. This is cinema. Now it's not peak cinema, like to go in that tier, but it is peak cinema in light of this year. So, and truly a great experience. A tier. Thunderbolts. This was a movie that like I was a little hesitant at first with this movie because I'm like, I like the characters and everything, but at the same time, like, I don't know if they're fit to be in this movie specifically and to be a team of the Thunderbolts. But then you actually kind of start thinking about it, and it's not your typical, punchy superhero action movie. It's a film that deals with mental health, and they're not just doing the typical action stuff, because realistically, you can't do that. And of all the movies on this list, of all the MCU movies that came out this year, it felt most like a movie, to where everything just felt real. And I loved that about it. So, easily, this is another A-tier film, and easily one of my new favorite movies of the year. Lilo and Stitch remake. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I almost forget that this movie came out this year. And honestly, I thought I was going to really enjoy it, but had no interest going back to it. And what's crazy is that when it came out on Disney Plus, my family and I never watched it again. Now, I watched this with my sister, and we were actually going to plan to watch this, our whole family go and see it, together. We never did, mainly because my dad was tired and my parents weren't feeling well, but it's probably for the best that we didn't go see this movie all together, but it is what it is. I'm going to put this in D. It's definitely better than Captain America, but I don't consider this to be an amazing movie or even good movie. Definitely not a movie I would go back to. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I think that this movie was good. It has good performances. I think there's a lot of, cool stunts here and there. I just think as the finale of the Mission Impossible franchise, it went too far when trying to be so serious and dynamic. And honestly, there are some scenes where it just kind of goes on for too long. And this movie is incredibly long, to where I'm like, it just doesn't feel like much is happening here. And it's like we're going so much on silentness and music. And I'm like, the last film felt long too, but I was so entertained throughout the entire thing. And I was on the edge of my seat throughout most of that movie. And I think that film did it better. And this one just didn't. So, I will still say it's a really good movie, but it's not, my favorite or anything. Definitely one of the weaker, good Mission Impossible movies, but I still think it's pretty good. We then have Ballerina, and honestly, this might be one of my new favorite films of the year. I'm putting this one in A. Of course, I really enjoy the John Wick movies. However, when it comes to the last few, I never actually went to go see them in theaters, and then I'm like, wait, Elio comes out that weekend, and I don't see any hype coming out for Elio. So you know what I'll do? Because I heard so many good things about Ballerina, and I don't know if I'm gonna see a movie this month, I might as well just go see Ballerina just to make Elio feel embarrassed. Like, everybody's gonna go see Ballerina, and we're just gonna go and we're gonna ignore Elio coming out. So I'm like, that sounds cool. I like that. And honestly, this movie was everything I wanted for an action movie. It's just one of the best things for the John Wick franchise, to where it's like, I think my problem with the other John Wick movies is, while all the action is really staged well, and they do this repeatedness with all these characters and all that stuff, and throughout the movies they do kind of develop a story here and there. I think with this one, this was just simple and true, but it felt like the action sequences I would watch in these other R-rated movies. And to me, I think that's the best thing that this franchise could have done, to where every action set piece feels like the person can do it, like they are skilled, like they can easily just punch them, throw them across the room, and do all this stuff. But at the same time, the bad guys are skilled too, and yet and our own heroes get knocked down. Like, all of it's great. And of course, you also got to talk about Ana de Armas, which, by the way, is a queen. Like, I think I watched her in what was that other movie she was in? Blonde. I saw her a month after. Ana de Armas is gorgeous. But let me just say that. She's gorgeous in real life, and she's gorgeous. Well, I mean, I haven't met her in real life or seen her in real life, but outside of a movie, she's gorgeous, and in this movie, she's gorgeous too. Megan 2.0. More like Megan 1.0. I'm gonna be so honest. Yeah. This might be the worst theater experience I've ever had in a theater. I was so excited for this film because I really enjoyed the first Megan. And I was thinking to myself, like, oh, so it's instead of making it another horror movie, this franchise is gonna go on the Terminator route, where the second film is not gonna be a horror movie. It's gonna be more of an action thriller, and we're gonna have our robots protecting our humans from other people. And there are other action sequences that do kind of work. Yes, I did enjoy those. However, when it came to the actual plot of the movie and everything that was going on, I felt very bored, to where I was almost falling asleep. And I don't know if it was because I was tired that day, or if I was just bored out of my mind with this movie. And then also, the only time I was really actually ever awake was, and the only reason I was awake during this scene is because I saw it online and I saw it leaked, that Megan was singing. It's the funniest shit of the entire movie. And then after that, yeah, I was just completely bored. And then, like, the other girl, Gemma, gets into a supersonic suit or whatever, and she started beating the crap out of bad guys. Like, that's honestly crazy. So it does a lot of weird stuff. And but at the same time, I am kind of interested in the next movie that comes out for it. That's like a spinoff. But we'll see what happens with that spinoff, but I don't know. Next we have Jurassic World Rebirth. Wasn't planning on watching this movie because I'm not really the biggest Jurassic World fan, or Jurassic Park fan in general, because the Jurassic World franchise is not really my favorite. I liked the first movie. I thought the second one was mid, and then the third film was it was fun, but it was not a good movie. It had a lot of story issues. And this one managed to be a little bit better. I thought the characters in here were pretty enjoyable. They were pretty entertaining. I will say, when it came to this story being so simple, I kind of wish it was bigger. Because, like, you have all these... Because, like, it's taking from what happened in the last few films of Jurassic World, as dinosaurs are now out in the world. And you get to see a lot of creative dinosaurs in here, so they do something different a little bit with that. But I'm like, the fact that the whole plot is just you need to steal these dinosaurs' blood, and then you have to deal with like this whole Alienosaurus dinosaur. I felt that stuff to be a little bit dumb, and so I'm like, and we're only going to the jungle just for this, and we're trying to have some thrills like the original Jurassic Park. I find that to be a little stupid. And then also the fact that the T-Rex never came in to save them, that was disappointing. But so yeah, I thought this film was good. It's not bad. I don't hate it or anything. I don't dislike it. I like it. I thought it was cool, but I'm gonna put this one in the C category. All right, next up we have Superman. Superman was definitely great. I absolutely loved Superman. I thought it was absolute peak. I think it's one of the more impressive James Gunn comic book movies, because, you know, he did Guardians of the Galaxy, he did the Suicide Squad, and he also did Peacemaker. So this is his third time doing a DC project. And where you have Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker, where they're all nobodies, he basically took a character that is a somebody and basically transformed him into someone else, and transformed him into someone that is new and refreshing. And I found that to be kind of unique, and to get the formula of the character right and all that great stuff. And so for me, I thought he did a great job with it, where the character of Superman is still great, but you also are entertained by all the other side characters, plus some neat action. Lex Luthor is a blast. The score from John Powell is great. There's just a lot of great stuff about this movie. So I think, is it the best comic book movie ever made? No, but it's a very well-made one. So definitely go see Superman if you haven't already. I might be watching this New Year's Eve with my friends, because one of my friends hasn't seen it. So, and I also got the Superman shirt to wear for it, so I'm excited for that. But we'll see if that happens. Next up, Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is cinema. It is absolute cinema. One of my favorite films from this year, and easily it is going in the A tier. If Thunderbolts was the movie where it needed to hold your hand in order to, like, hey, listen, I understand it's a little different, but let's just kind of guide you through this, and we need to run. Fantastic Four walks, and it walks extensively. Now, I will say, are there things that you noticed that should have been added in the movie? Should it be a little longer? Yes. But I loved this movie for a few reasons. One, it was a great MCU movie, and it has some of the best world building outside of the main timeline of heroes in the MCU. It had, even though these four new characters don't really have any character development, I thought finally being able to see them on screen was absolutely amazing. And the story that they captured here was something pretty great. And I think even with all the occurrences of Avengers Doomsday and all that stuff, and what they're trying to do for Phase 6, I think that they're kind of doing a better setup with it. And at the same time, I think it also has great special effects. If I haven't mentioned the Michael Giacchino score, honestly, like, the special effects and score was probably the best thing about this movie. And every time I watch it, I'm like, this movie is mind-blowing. Like, and I saw this in 3D. Well, okay, watching in 3D wasn't probably the most mind-blowing thing, but it's awesome for that. And then, of course, this was also a movie I wanted to go see with my friends, which wasn't something I have done since, like, 2023 or 2024. And I don't really watch movies with my friends that much because I have my sister. She's my epic movie buddy that I've established, like, for years on end. So I absolutely love Fantastic Four, and I'm actually going to rewatch it for my top 10 movies list this coming Tuesday. So be ready for that. Freakier Friday. An absolute amazing movie. Absolutely love it. I don't think it's quite as good as the first film, but honestly, to me, this movie feels a little bit kind of like Inside Out 2 a little bit. And honestly, I think Inside Out 2 is easily one of the best examples of a Disney sequel done right. to where it's like, it's getting all the great stuff that you want from the original. Great laughs, great comedy. And honestly, even then, I think in the latter half of the year, there have been some really funny movies. Like, and we'll talk about some of those in a little bit. But Freakier Friday is one of the movies where, like, I was stressed out about school during that time. And I was just so, like, flabbergasted as to, like, how funny this movie was. Now, if I'm going to be completely honest, I'm going to put this in A. It is in my top... Now, spoiler alert, but it's not in my top 10. It's not in my top 10. The 5 movies that you see right now are currently in my top 10 movies of all time in the A tier. Well, not all time, but of 2025. So I'll put this one in A. Just because I thought it was awesome. And then... but Freakier Friday, you know, do I mind? I can mind the whole, you know, kids twist and caring about them. But even then, it's like, they did it in a way where I'm like, you actually found a way to care about them. And then at the same time, like, our 2 main leads with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, we still cared about them. We still cared about the parents' characters and the kids' characters. Even though they were in different bodies, they still found a way to manage that really well. And I found myself almost be emotional. And honestly, like, this was just a great, like, escape from the real world to this world where everything goes crazy and Jamie Lee Curtis is crying about being old. It is hilarious. Such a fun time. Next up, we have Weapons. And it's crazy how I went from Freakier Friday to going to one of the most lighthearted films of the year to Weapons. And like I said, like Jurassic World Rebirth, I was not expecting to go see this movie. But then I saw the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it had like 100% of Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to go see this movie. And this was the horror event of the year. And I mean this in all seriousness. I think that this might be my favorite year for horror. Because, like, this year for horror was amazing. I want to try and go see every new big horror movie that comes out within every year. This movie was awesome. Of course, it's from the director of Zach Krieger, who did Barbarian from 2022. And I saw that movie back in October. Awesome movie. Not as good as Weapons, but I still think it's really good. Weapons, easily an A-tier movie. Absolutely love this one. I love the story. But I also like the score and the freakiness of it. I like that even throughout all these chapter stories, you still kind of get to know characters. I thought the twist and everything that happened with it and the way that it led up to it, I thought was great. I will say, though, the one negative I have is towards the end of the movie, there's a whole thing with the kids. And I was kind of hoping that, like, there will be some explanation towards it as to, like, why are we having the kids kill the said person, Aunt Gladys? And they even have this one shot where they show this kid running through it. And I mean, I thought it was a really cool examination as to how it could work and how the stuff that Aunt Gladys did to these people could be used against her. I thought that was a great translation towards that. But I'm like, I kind of wish they developed the kids a little bit to, like, understand them and, like, you did us wrong. You took away my son. I'm, like, honestly, it could have been Josh Brolin's son that went after Aunt Gladys. If he was, like, muscular, though I don't think he was tough and built. But overall, this was an amazing movie, and honestly, it's flawless. Zach Krieger did an amazing job. He's currently working on Resident Evil, and honestly, I can't wait for what he does next. Next up, we have One Battle After Another. I actually saw this film when I was in Orlando back in the end of September for a baby shower that I went to for my family. And this was a very good time. Very long, much like Mission Impossible. But I thought it was a very good time. I'm kind of glad that it's getting more recognition this year, or towards the end of the year, because it is truly a stylized, it truly is a really good movie. I really enjoyed a lot of stuff with the film, with the performances and the craftiness of it, and I'm surprised how funny it is. Like, it works really well with being a comedy, but also a seriousness film. I like that it kind of does some of the action, kind of like all those older westerns that I would watch, that I heard about back in the day, that were back in the day. I will say there's also a percentage of this movie where I'm like, I'm just kind of bored sometimes, and I'm like, I just want to see Leonardo DiCaprio beat some people up. I want to see Benicio del Toro beat someone up. He's a sensei. Shouldn't he be able to fight these cops or whatever? Like, fight someone with nunchucks. Like, I need some action right now. Come on. But, of course, not all these movies are not built for that. So, unfortunately, yeah. But, I still think it's a great film. I'm pretty sure it's going to win Oscars, and it's going to get all the stuff it deserves. So now it's a B tier film. But I gave it an A-, so it's still highly up there. Next up, we have Spider-Man. So obviously, Spider-Man is not a 2025 film. So why is it here? Well, back in October, I decided to go with my sister to watch the re-release of Spider-Man 2002. And if you're wondering what movie is going to be in peak cinema, well, I'll tell you right now, it is Spider-Man. Yeah! Spider-Man is a peak cinema movie. I'm not going to talk about it just because you've already heard my thoughts on this movie before, so I'm not going to explain it. Next up, we have Wicked for Good. And Wicked for Good is an amazing movie. Absolutely amazing movie. It is flawed. Is it as good as the first film? No. It's gorgeous. Some of the performances are great. Some of the songs are pretty good. I think in terms of it tying into The Wizard of Oz, I will say that there are certain things that they don't do as well. But I still honestly loved it. So I'm putting this one in B as well. And then for our last two films, we have Zootopia 2 and Avatar Fire and Ash. Zootopia 2, I already talked about it enough. I love this movie. I rewatched it just last night. It's absolutely great. The characters are great. The animation is quite beautiful. It's besides Freaky or Friday, I think this is probably the funniest movie of the year. Because honestly, throughout the entire film, I was laughing, like, out loud. It was so funny. And it's so clever. This is the Inside Out 2 of Disney. Easily an A-tier movie. And finally, we have Avatar Fire and Ash. Finally, I can say that there is a James Cameron movie out there that I can actually go and watch, and I understood what he's trying to do. Because I loved what he did with this film. I thought it was beautiful. I thought from beginning to end, there was a clear goal of what he had in mind. I thought first off, he handled every single character in this movie better than the last movie. I thought the way they handled Courage was really well done. They didn't just make him a mustache twirling villain, like they kind of explored him a little bit. I thought, I will say this movie does kind of lack introducing new worlds with the fire people and the wind people, which is really disappointing because I really wish we could have seen more of them. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, like, maybe they'll do more in the sequel. Because, like, we are set to do something else, and maybe those characters will follow those characters to somewhere other places. So I'm interested to see where we're going to take things. And for the first time, I'm actually kind of looking forward to these Avatar films, and I'm thinking maybe they'll actually be great. Like, I'm actually thinking it'll be great, so let's hope. But for me, where am I placing Avatar Fire and Ash? I'm placing it in the A tier above Fantastic Four and Between Weapons. So yeah, that is my ranking of all the movies that I saw in theaters of 2025. Now, let's go on ahead and get on to the next list. Alright, so this is 2025 films that I missed this year. I might not talk too long on some of these movies just because there are certain movies that we don't need to talk about very long, but we can if we want to. So first up we have The Sniper, The Last Stand. I guess this is like the last Sniper movie. I've never seen any of these movies, so we're gonna skip over it, but I'm gonna put this one in C, I guess. Yeah. Or D, yeah. Love Hurts, pretty basic, action movie. Pretty good. The Long Walk. Oh, this movie was peak cinema. I wish I could have seen this in theater. I honestly wish that I could have seen this over One Battle After Another. And the reason for that was because this movie is way better than One Battle After Another. And that, like, it truly represents what's going on to today and the sadness that we're feeling. Just honestly a perfect movie. A tier. Sisu Road to Revenge. Kind of disappointed with this movie because, like, I was also expecting to like the first film too, like love it, and I kind of felt bored for most of it. And this one felt a little bit of the same, but I will say the stunts in here, they're really good. They're definitely really good. Predator Badlands. Honestly, kind of a disappointing movie. I expected more from this, but I just didn't get what I wanted. The Monkey. The Monkey was a very good movie. I'm going to put it in B for right now just because it's not really in my top 10 of the year. But I thought it was very good and I give this like an A. The Working Man. Very good movie. Very, very good film. Very different from some of the Jason Statham movies that I've seen. Very good film. Put this in C. What's it called? I forgot what the movie's called. Goddamn. Not The Grudge. It's from the director of Doctor Strange. Not The Grudge, but whatever. This movie, peak. B. House of Dynamite. D. Minecraft movie. So I'll talk about this one. I was very surprised for this movie because, I kept watching the trailers and I'm like, I thought this movie was going to be terrible. And while I did miss it, and I missed it in theaters and all that stuff, I actually kind of liked it. And I don't know why I liked it. Honestly, I kind of just had, like, just so much fun with this movie. And honestly, Jack Black reminds me a lot of my English teacher from 11th grade. So, honestly, it's really just a lot of stuff like that. But also, it's just a really fun movie once we started getting into the Minecraft world. And surprisingly, I'm kind of excited for the sequel. So now, will I start playing Minecraft? No, I won't be doing that. And what's actually crazy is I actually have a Minecraft pop figure. One of my friends gave me for my birthday this year. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the A tier. Caught Stealing. It's alright. Death Stalker. Yeah, I didn't really care for this movie, but yeah. Don't Mess with Grandma. Yeah, this, honestly, I believe this was a movie on Tubi. Yeah, don't trust the Tubi movies. They're not it. F1. Pretty decent movie. I didn't love it or anything. I kind of thought I was, considering I was a huge fan of Top Gun Maverick, but yeah, I'll put this one in C. Frankenstein. Honestly, I kind of loved this movie, and it was kind of crazy that I did, because, like, I should not love this movie, but it's really good. So good. Then we have Wildcat. I'm going to put this at the bottom. I'm going to put this, like, C. Hollow Road. Yeah, didn't care for this one. In Your Dreams, this like animated film. I'll put this one in top of D. The King of Kings, another pretty basic animated movie. Novocaine. Novocaine was an awesome movie. I haven't seen it since, but from when I first saw it, but I truly adored this movie. Materialists. Definitely a brilliant movie. Or actually, you know what? I'm putting Novocaine on the top. And then Materialists, I'm going to put right here. Really good movie from the person that did Past Lives. Very good. Black Phone 2. Kind of wish I had more with this movie, but still pretty good. Christie. Not the best movie, but Sydney Sweeney's performance is pretty solid. Bone Lake. Yeah. Vicious. Yeah, pretty basic. Gabby's Dollhouse. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what was going on with this movie. I gave this like a C on Letterboxd, like a 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I don't know what this movie's about. I'm putting this one in F. Playdate. Thought it was a pretty basic, fun movie. It's kind of cheesy, but I think that's what makes it the best of it. Toxic Avenger. I liked this movie. Thought it was cool. Good Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Now that I keep thinking about it, this film was kind of disappointing, and it was kind of too short, but it was also just kind of boring. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Naked Gun. Naked Gun was a film I was so impressed with, and I'm so glad I like it. And I'm like, because I did not like the earlier Naked Gun movies, because I just thought they were so stupid. But then I'm like, wait, this movie works so well. The story actually kind of works. And it's like, it is so funny throughout. But I think the reason why it worked so well is because it's like, it's doing that stuff in this day and age. And it's awesome. So, putting this one in A. The Night Call, it's alright. The Bad Guys 2. Honestly, there was nothing exciting about Bad Guys 2, but I'll put this one in C. Conjuring Last Rites. Honestly, it had some good redeeming qualities. Coyotes. Okay. Primitive War. Pretty good movie. Liked it. My Dead Friend Zoe. Sea Lions in the Galapagos Islands. Yeah, I kind of forgot about this movie, honestly. I'm putting this one in B. Shelby Oaks. Shelby Oaks was actually a pretty great movie. I will say, for the last few minutes of the film, I was a little disappointed though. Gotta be honest with you. So, yeah, I'm moving this here, and then Shelby Oaks is gonna go here. Prisoner of War. There we go. The Perfect Gamble. Kind of reminded me of, like, Martin Scorsese films, but in a good way. This movie... Megan 2.0. Yeah, bad. Cabin in the Night. The Woman in Cabinet 10. One of Them Days, one of my favorite movies of the year. A. Black Bag. I'll put this one in C. Smashing Machine. Really good performances by all these incredible actors, but it is not my favorite film. I'll put this one in C as well. King Ivory. Yeah, I like it. Regretting You. Kind of disappointing rom-com. It's kind of crazy how we're seeing McKenna Grace and everything now, though. I'm going to put this one in the D. Running Man. Very fun film, but kind of wish it... But honestly, I just had some... Yeah, I had fun with it. Screamboat. Decent. Thought it was decent. Death of a Unicorn. Honestly, kind of surprising for how gory this movie was. Queen of the Ring. It was alright. Good Fortune. Pretty good movie. I enjoyed this one. Eden. Pretty good film. Trap House. Yeah, pretty awesome, pretty cool movie. We have Bugonia. Bugonia was a film that was kind of... Holy crap. Bugonia is good. It's good. Under Fire. D. Roofman. Oh yeah, Roofman was actually a pleasant surprise. I'm actually going to be honest with you. I actually really enjoyed Roofman. Wake Up Dead Man. Oh yeah, this was a great film. I loved it. War 2, not my favorite, but it was still pretty good. Wolfman. Yeah, I didn't like this one. Presence. It's pretty good, I guess. Companion. Dogman. Him. Pretty disappointing movie. Heads of State. Let's see. Where would I put this one? Nobody 2. Play Dirty. Yeah. Red Sonja. "28 Years Later." I liked this film, though I'm very excited for the new one that's coming out, the Bone Temple one. I heard it's, like, fantastic, and I want to go see that next month. How to Train Your Dragon, the remake. That was fine. I didn't really think it was, like, anything fantastic or anything, but it was cool. Elio was disappointing, but the thing is, it's like, I mean, nobody was going to go see it. Like, it was kind of cool. Honestly, it's disappointing. And it was crazy. The reason I went to go see Ballerina instead of that was because I knew Elio was going to not do good. So that's the reason why. K-Pop Demon Hunters. Oh yeah, this is an awesome movie. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The big question is, where do I put you? I'm putting you here. Top 5 of the year. Diablo. I'll put you in here. Baroque. C. Dangerous Animals. Yeah, this is going C. Fountain of Youth. Yeah, pretty fun movie. Absolute Dominion. Karate Kid Legends. I believe this is the new Final Destination movie. I'm putting this one next to Death of a Unicorn. Snow White. Once again, I already talked about it, so it's pretty good. Drop. Oh yeah, this is one of my personal favorites now. The Lion King Hollywood Bowl. Yeah, my only issue is I wish it could have been longer, because I love The Lion King. The Accountant 2, pretty awesome sequel. Loved it. It's fun. It's so much fun. Heart Eyes. Such a brilliant surprise. I mean, come on, man. Movies can't get better than this. Ne Zha 2. Pretty awesome movie. Love the animation style. Love the action. So yeah, it's really good. Warfare. Very, very good. Just kind of wish we got more with the soldiers and their backstories. But overall, it's still very good. You're Cordially Invited. Meh. Eden. Flight Risk. Oh yeah, this is like a bad movie. Flight or Die. Fight or Flight. Paddington in Peru. Pretty good, but I'm kind of disappointed that it's not as good as the first two Paddington movies, to where I'm like, this should be like a great movie, and it's just not. Then we have The Strangers, Chapter 2. Yeah, this is bad. And then finally, The Life of Chuck. And yeah, that's pretty much my list of all the movies that I missed in 2025. I'm pretty happy with the list I made here. I guess there was one movie I did miss, which was Honey, Don't. That stars Aubrey Plaza, Chris Evans, all that stuff. Missed it, but I did like it, though. It'll probably go like in the A or B category. I personally loved it. And that is my list for all the movies that I missed in 2025. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I probably should have spread out these lists throughout this, but yeah. So that's pretty much my opinions. The next video I'll be posting will probably be on Monday or Tuesday. Definitely Tuesday. Wednesday. Wednesday, you'll be getting 2 videos coming out, and then come back January 1st, and I'm going to be, we'll turn my camera around. Come back January 31st, not 31st, come back January 1st, and you're going to get my annual live stream that I do for the new year, and also I'll be talking about the New Year's resolutions, because I got a lot to talk to you guys about. So, that is it, and see you guys next time. Peace.